1212 YouTube crew, it is Multiplier here to tell you about something called Preverb, like reverb, but before, so preverb. Step 1, find a sample you want to apply preverb to.
Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah.
Step 2, WWMED. What would Missy Elliott do? Something, flip it and reverse it. So do that. In the case of Ableton, click, boing, down here and reverse. Don't flip it, just reverse it. I mean, it still sounds pretty cool backwards, but normally it will sound weird. But that's okay. Step 3, apply a reverb. Now, what I'm going to do in this tutorial to give you a few different examples is apply 3 different reverbs on 3 different versions of this, so I can give you 3 different types of preverb. So I will choose, in fact, I will duplicate, boing, boing. All right, I'll grab a reverb. I'm going to choose Reverb because that's my favorite, boing, and choose some form of preset. Now I'm going to choose 3 different types of preset and also bounce it down so my CPU doesn't explode. And I'll do a similar thing with different reverb presets on these channels. Ooh, where have you gone? Then step 4, again, WWMED. What would Missy Elliott do? No, flip it, reverse it. So reverse it, like that. And then so, or in fact, maybe you can want to consolidate it first. So this is step 3.5. Consolidate, Command J, or you can right click to do such things in Ableton. Consolidate, that just writes it out as a fresh audio clip so I can reverse it cleanly. In fact, I'll do that for all of these guys. Command J, or Control, I'll just do it from there, or Control J on a PC computer. Boing. And then you can do the Missy Elliott. So reverse it. No, flip it and reverse it. No, flip it and reverse it. And then we're done. Let me show you. So I will do, boing, turn that off. Now, each of these examples are using different reverb presets, so they have a different vibe. And what you need to do is, for whatever situation you might use preverb, try a bunch of reverb presets to see what suits the sort of thing you're working on. In some situations, you want a really small room reverb. In other situations, you want a bright reverb, a dark reverb, a pre-delay reverb, whatever it is. Try a bunch out because the reverb preset you choose makes a huge difference. As I can demonstrate, first of all, a small room reverb preset.
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Beautiful.
Whoa, yeah.
And then a medium sort of size room space reverb preset, which is called concert. However you say concert even, hall from Reverb. A different vibe again. But also beautiful. And then something that I don't think will work for this particular sound, but it's interesting nonetheless and useful in lots of situations, just not necessarily this one. A preset called Crystal Cave. Now, the thing with Crystal Cave is there's a lot of pre-delay in the reverb. So normally the reverb sort of swells in afterwards. So you hear the sound and then the reverb swells in maybe a fraction of a second later or half a second later. What that means for preverb is you hear the preverb quite a bit of time in advance of the original sound. And so it either sounds amazing or it sounds really stupid, depending on the source material. So, point. Very haunting, spooky sort of vibe, spooky ghost. But there are many good applications, but as I say, for this particular sound, it might not be the best choice, but it's interesting nonetheless, so do try it to see what happens. Let me give you a final example. This final example is weird, but I like weird, and it's a great example of how you can get creative with this preverb, reverb technique, trick sort of thing you can do in, music production stuff, software. Beautiful. I will catch you guys on the flippity flip.